So this is a Labubu doll, and it is just the latest viral collector trend to take over the world. This cute and slightly scary looking doll is in the hands of celebrities. It's getting unboxed online for millions of viewers, and it has now made the creator of this business a billionaire. But while this is objectively impressive, of course, it is not exactly a unique story anymore. Just a few months ago, we had people stampeding Targets to get Stanley water bottles. We've had influencers spending millions of dollars on Pokemon cards. And you can probably think of a few dozen other examples of things that people collect. But it just seems...
So this is one of the experiments that I think the people within social media and within power do. They're basically like, yeah, check this out. This is just proof that they will buy anything. Watch this. And then they'll make something go viral, and then everybody goes mental for it. For no reason. For no reason, they go mental because the media have created a fake buzz over something. And that's all it bloody is. It's actually quite scary. It's quite bloody scary, isn't it? Eh? Right, let's carry on.
That this trend of collecting is getting faster and faster. The old collector culture was just organizing baseball cards or coins or something in your basement, and now we have people literally throwing hands outside of stores to get their hands on a plastic doll. And not like young kids, you know, at the playground throwing hands, like grown adults exchanging fists.
That's London,
and all
Westfield.
Of this is happening while climate change destroys the planet. We set new records for loneliness,
yeah, but we need a Labubu doll.
Dissatisfaction with how life is going, and is that a coincidence?
Good evening, Shell.
Absolutely fucking not.
Whoa. Yo, give me that Labubu, baby. I need you, cause you know that I'm gonna get one in the Labubu.
So a few months ago, I watched a video from our friends over at Answer in Progress about this doll. And the only thing I could think of was those bloody Stanley water bottles.
Really?
Like, I know that one...
That's what your mind goes to when you think of a Labubu doll? Mine goes to Gremlins. And the fact that everybody had one, and then at night, they come alive. Or, wasn't it like if you pour water on them, they turn evil? Like, that's what my mind goes to. It doesn't go to a bloody Stanley Cup. I get the relevance in terms of virality. But in terms of creepiness and a demonic being, it's a gremlin. Gremlin me up, daddy.
Is a water bottle the size of your head, and the other is a kid's toy that's giving some real, like, Chucky vibes, I guess. But the feeling around these two trends feels the same. And I would know because on this channel, we have covered a lot of the biggest consumer trends that have happened over the last 4 years. You may have seen some of them if you're a subscriber to this channel. So I think we can probably say confidently that the interest in collecting stuff is not going away anytime soon. But now I'm gonna give you my sort of personal perspective on this subject as an anti-collector. I have made it my pride and joy in my life to not really collect stuff. The only thing that comes even remotely close to that is a collection of pottery that is in our house, but really that is all led by my wife. And one of the only ways that we've really been able to justify owning
your plants in the background, mate? Looks like you've got a collection of those, Levi.
They are a practical
Very nice indeed. Need some English ivy.
And that's actually pretty rare amongst collectors. My wife just looked at me and then whispered the words, "Beanie Babies," because as she rightfully points out,
you are addicted.
I suppose I should come clean on. I did collect Beanie Babies.
Oh my God!
That is embarrassing. That is embarrassing for me. Yes, thank you.
It's always been a thing, isn't it?
We did find an article
Collectibles
that was
always
written
been a
by
thing.
An actual professor on the subject, and he seems to know what he's talking about. And he gathered 3 basic reasons as to why we collect stuff as a society.
Like I collected, like, do you guys remember the Pogs? Like the little plastic things that you sort of traded in school. There was Pogs, and there was, do you remember, I think they were called Go-Go's. Like little plastic, like, sort of like, I don't know, like monster alien sort of things, and you used to trade. I think it was the thing where you line them up and you throw them at, it was some sort of game. But it was all about having the best ones, like the shiny ones, gold ones. Like, do you guys remember them? Dallin says, I still buy Pogs. Where the hell can you buy them from? If I actually held a Pog now, I probably would have a cardiac arrest from nostalgia. Like just instant stroke. I had Pogs and Slammers. Slammers? Now, is that an American one? I can't remember. Metal Slam. Oh, no, actually, that does ring a bell. No, that does ring a bell. Slammers. I need to Google. Can somebody Google Slammers? I sell Pog fridge magnets and key rings. Oh, my God. I mean, obviously. Tazos? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's a Tazo? That rings a bell, but I can't remember. It was a few moons ago. Tazos. Okay, I need to start Googling stuff. Obviously, Pokemon was a huge thing as well. Can't think of anything else. Beanie Babies was the one. Furby. Do you remember Furbies? That was a weird one. Isn't that the same as a gremlin? The Furby turns into a gremlin. That's right, isn't it? Can't remember. I've still got a Star Wars Tazo collection. I think I know what a Tazo is, yeah. Pez dispensers. Tazos were Walker's plastic pigs in crisp packets. Needs Google. All right, let's carry on with the Labubu. Labubu. Metal Slammers. I've actually gone down nostalgic avenue right now, and I want to just look at stuff. Let's carry on. Let's see if this hits any nostalgic buttons.
Collecting and the associated appropriation of culture, which I interpreted as the way that we preserve history and culture, you know, typically at like an institutional level, like a museum. The particularities of the wealthy collector market. So this is like using it as a wealth tool, buying and trading stuff, right? Like think about art and whatnot. And then the individual collector as a psychological oddity, which is all to say that some people are just weird and like weird stuff, I guess. That's my favorite category.
I don't think. Do you actually think that some people are weird and just like weird stuff, or is it the fact that they want people to think they're a little funky and crazy and oh my God, you're so out there? Like, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Because they don't think it's weird. They think they like it. I don't know. I think that's a misconception. Collecticon.
So he elaborates on this a lot more in the full article. But basically what he's saying is that a collection can be a means of accumulating wealth, of retaining some sort of cultural tradition, or a connection to a community that you find interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
A full manifestation of the collector culture is one that does all three of those things.
Absolutely.
Now this made a lot of sense to me, but I was also not surprised to learn that collections became a lot more popular after the advent of the internet. Because of course, like everything else, the internet took something that humans have always done and just made it faster and more problematic. Today, more and more people are collecting, and they're collecting more and more things. And this is most common, particularly amongst young.
Oh my God, look at this. She's a goner. She's a goner. Innit? Signed, sealed, delivered. Rest in peace.
Generations. As a millennial here, I have to clarify that younger generations means like Gen Zs, which are like people that are just coming out of high school now, or kind of like in university, not like young people like kids, because this is actually not a story about kids collecting toys. It's about adults collecting toys.
This is what I mean, right? This is the thing I'm getting at, is that this guy's not weird. He wants people to see that he's got this thing, so it's more of like an attention thing as well. And it's like, oh my God, I'm so crazy. Like, not really. You kind of want people to see you that way. But this is, you know.
Sorry.
But more importantly,
you know
the act of collecting has changed a lot. Collecting used to happen over the course of your lifetime. If you happened to find something that you liked or you were really interested in it, you would buy it. And you'd maybe hit some garage sales now and then for a specific thing.
I think this is ultra cool. I think this is ultra cool when there's like shops like this you can go in and just look at everything. We found one in Amsterdam. They've done like old like Pokemon cards and collectible stuff. It was so cool to walk around.
That you had in mind. Creating a collection was an organic
I don't know about Hoovers.
process, one that you cultivated over years.
Yeah, I like stickers and stuff. Is that for freaking apples or that's bananas, isn't it? Star Wars? What?
this one weird little niche interest. This is like the original
like wine corks. I mean,
treasure hunt experience that modern consumerism tries to replicate today. But now this emotional attachment is kind of gone because you can just buy everything that you ever wanted online.
That's what I was going to say. There's no wait.
Before we get into that, I just wanted to mention
there's no waiting for maybe you might get it in that packet, or if your friend has it, maybe he might want to trade it with what you've got. Like, it's just, you just buy it. You just go on the internet and you buy it. And if you're the quickest one, then you get it. And if you're not, then you don't get it. And that's when people start fighting over it. God damn, ain't nobody got no patience no more, man.
And I don't think we've ever said this on this channel before, but we don't use any AI in the creations of these videos or the writing of this script. Like, we don't use ChatGPT. Every article that we bring up has been searched by either myself or Lou, who is the producer for this channel. And we put our sources into a document that is always linked at the bottom of these videos. So if you want to see where we're getting our information from, you can always check that out. It is in the description right now, along with some other links.
I mean, that is some organization. So GG's to you, Levi, and the team.
I find interesting. But back to Labubu. This is, I think, quite literally a product of our internet-dependent culture. Just like in the past, collecting cards or coins or whatever was a way for you to connect with other people who also collect cards.
Galarian rabbit.
A way for you to hold on to fond memories of the past when you yourself played baseball or whatever. But the internet has changed fundamentally one part of the collecting experience, and that is the resale market. Because according to our academic friend we referenced earlier,
$1,000?
People who collected stuff were generally thought of as mildly disturbed cranks who have an inexplicable need to gather large numbers of items few others deem interesting. Basically,
a mildly disturbed crank. Anybody in the chat identify as a mildly disturbed crank? Let me know right now.
They were fucking nerds. But today, that has completely changed. The whole concept of flipping or reselling is like a side hustle that you can find all kinds of content online about how to get yourself started. Nowadays, collectors' items are not being bought by collectors, they're being bought by investors and traders looking to make a quick buck off of somebody else's perceived value of those things, who, for the most part, end up being other traders and investors. And while this has always been a thing,
I mean,
the internet has really just
pulling out a Charizard. It's pretty exciting, I must admit.
It launched this into a viable financial resource for some people. The whole concept of NFTs is this exact idea taken to the absolute extreme. We considered making a video about NFTs, but it feels like the market has already died or something. We're not really that up to speed with those things, so we didn't make it. But if you do want us to make a retrospective video about the death of NFTs or something, let us know. Maybe we could go down that rabbit hole.
This is your ape. Are we debuting?
It's really cool.
But Labubu is like the full manifestation of all the tools that companies can use to manipulate you into buying something that you don't need, and it is honestly kind of impressive. The UK has recently had to stop selling these things entirely because people were assaulting each other trying to get one. And it represents a broader fever around these things.
What's the film that Arnold Schwarzenegger's in? Where he has to get the doll and they all fight in the streets like this? What's it called again? Can't remember. We were quoting it the other day. It'll come to us.
What I think is kind of wild. Fans have been cited saying resellers ruin everything, insinuating that the resale culture around these dolls is a main reason why they're constantly selling out, which is in turn angering crowds. And at first I was kind of like,
yeah, the Christmas one, yeah.
Like, is this really that big of a deal? But apparently people are buying out these toys at Pop Mart vending machines and then just reselling them back to the people in line behind them. And on top of this, the resale market has actually gotten so crazy that Lafufus, fake Labubus, are being sold.
Is that what it's called? Jingle All the Way? What's the doll called? Something Man. What's it called?
to people who are on the hunt for one of these specific pieces. And as Sabrina talks about in their video, even without all the added drama, the experience of buying one of these toys is genuinely something else.
Turbo Man, that's it. Turbo Man.
If you haven't seen her video, you should definitely go check it out. But what she is experiencing is a new kind of marketing that is becoming increasingly common within the collectibles world specifically. These Labubu toys come in boxes, and the boxes themselves don't actually tell you what's inside.
I was going to say they're all
they tell you the odds for
mystery.
each toy that might be in the box, and this is known as a blind box. See, this is just another layer on top of the tried and true playbook of psychological tricks to get people to buy stuff, right? Limited colors and special editions that we saw from water bottles, the collaborations with other big recognizable companies that Crumble was famous for, and these big announcements of an impending drop to build anticipation and excitement from shoppers that we see from the fashion world. And this latest feature is pretty well gambling. So the idea of a blind box, a product that you buy without actually knowing the contents, is not totally novel either, of course, but it is easy to see why these things are so popular. There is something truly thrilling about not knowing what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Basically, I'll be happy with any of them except that fuck-ass Christmas tree. I don't like that one. All the other ones I think are very cute.
Wanting a particular character from a set and just not being sure whether or not this is going to be the one. The unboxing experience becomes something special and exciting for people, right? Because you want something. And now you have this moment of sort of limbo where you get to experience the exhalation and...
So are some of them more rare than others, or is everyone just making it up? Oh my god, I really want a yellow one.
The exhalation? That's maybe not the right word. Now, we unboxed one of these things on our Patreon podcast just to get a sense of what it was like. And even though we're not particularly emotionally invested in the outcome, it was still pretty fun.
Which one's this guy? We got Peepo.
Is that a oh, is that a fake one, is it?
Oh, let's go. People represent.
Pippo, the Monsters Classic series, sells for $56 on eBay. So we may be getting a almost double our investment on this if we successfully sell it.
Sorry.
The unboxing experience has been designed.
I missed the beginning bit. Was that it was a different side of it, or I don't know.
Designed to be something special and exciting for people. And unlike a lottery ticket, you actually have something to show for it.
I'd rather have a golden ticket to Winky Wonka's Chocolate Factory. I don't know what chocolate factory that is, but I mean, I'm up for it.
At the end, regardless of whether or not it's the one that you wanted. But imagine if you were really invested.
They're not even nice looking. Yeah, I know. It's just one of those things. Look, watch this. They will buy anything.
Invested in a particular outcome. You have an idea of a particular toy that you're excited about. Suddenly, this unboxing experience can be like a highlight of your week or month or year even.
We're going back in. We're going back inside. What are the odds that I get the same one twice, right? It's gonna be fine.
Oh, mate.
And this stuff is popping up everywhere.
Mate, I hope she don't do something silly, because that would anger a lot of people paying a lot of money. But she could just maybe give it away, or maybe just sell it. It's probably worth a lot of money, right? It's not that bad.
Everywhere. We found an article for the 25 best blind box gifts that you could buy a person. I didn't even know that there was that many blind boxes out there. And it turns out that there is a lot of different blind boxes, like baby cactus blind boxes and capybara, little pig blind boxes, and unicorns. And then like the further we went along on this, I sort of realized that blind box is just one word for it, but there's also other words for this, right? Like mystery boxes are the same thing, but sort of catered to a more male audience, maybe. We found one for the UFC, of all things. The basic idea is to sell people a collection of products or a single product that is exclusive in some way because you don't quite know what it is yet. And it is definitely working. Just because something is addictive, well-designed, or fun to engage with doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be successful. A huge factor of why these things have gone so widespread is because of the cultural landscape that they've been introduced to. 10, 15, 20 years ago, this might not have hit as hard as it did today because shit is pretty fucked up right now, if you haven't noticed. And people are buying these toys as an escape from reality. Fellow YouTuber Shauna Rapari actually has a great video all about how self-help language is being used to promote overconsumption. And it really applies to these collections. Grown adults are justifying buying children's toys to heal their inner child. But the thing about healing—
Man, this is some psychological freaking therapeutic stuff. I don't know. Maybe that's why we play games. It is for the same reason, maybe. But I think there's something deeper than that with the Labubu. And I thought that we were going to get into it. I thought that he was going to get into it. I mean, we still got 3 minutes left, but I thought he was going to go into the conspiracies, you know, into the darkness, into the reason why these are being introduced into everyone's household, the reasons why every child is just obsessed with getting a Labubu doll is because there's hypnotic tendencies with their eyes, that there's microchips in it that draws in the child, you know, and demonic presence and satanic rituals that are happening with the Labubu doll. I don't know if we're going to go there. I don't think this is the type of video, but you never know. We've got 3 minutes left. Let's see.
In your inner child is that it requires real introspection and like a lot of work to fix that trauma. And buying a novelty toy that you weren't able to buy yourself as a child might feel good for a minute, but it's not going to fix your problem. Hence, the need to constantly go out and buy more of them. But it's not just childhood trauma. The demographic that is really into this stuff most is the anxious generation, right? There's literally a book about them that's called that. And this is a lot
to fit in, maybe, I don't know. Everyone wants one. Listening devices installed. Interesting. It's funny I mentioned gambling, then he did. Then I mentioned escape from reality, and then he mentioned it. Maybe you're onto something there, Jennifer. Maybe. It's just a toy that's been made viral and everyone loves a blind bag. Okay. I mean, Meg's not up for the conspiracies today. That's fine. Lawrence, hey bud, how you going, mate? I don't think they're demonic. Oh, yeah, you're not on my Instagram. You're not on my Instagram algorithm, are you? Oh yeah. You need to get into it. You need to deep dive into it. We already have listening devices though, our mobiles, yes, and Alexas. Powered to Starlink. Moose knuckle? People are just fucking stupid.
A lot of people today, a bunch of people who are chronically online, which makes you feel disconnected and lonely. And these toys bring you this like fleeting, exhilarating feeling that we don't get a lot now. A lot of people today are chronically online, which leads them to be disconnected from their communities and lonely. These toys bring this fleeting but exhilarating feeling of relief from both of those things. The thrill of perhaps winning the version that you've been wanting or that is actually worth more than what you bought, and this symbolic connection to a whole bunch of other people online who like these fuzzy little guys.
I mean, unless it's a really nice community, I just feel like people would just be jealous and envious and then be like, you little you got that and I didn't, I'm gonna do you know what I mean? Unless it's a really nice community, I don't know. I'm not in the Labubu community thing.
They are kind of fuzzy. I think they're all fuzzy. The one that we got was like this weird little star-shaped thing.
I didn't know which one to get, but this one said classic on it. And so I thought it was kind of like the original Labubu doll. Turns out this is just like the Christmas collection that I bought in May.
And sadly, this is just another story of a hobby that has been depersonalized and corporatized by influencers and pop stars. Most people agree that Labubu's popularity stems from K-pop star Lisa featuring it so heavily in interviews and social media and paparazzi and whatnot. And we've seen this before.
Damn.
The recent surge in popularity of Pokemon cards, especially over the pandemic, can be partly attributed to Logan Paul and other influencers who were just spending millions of dollars to try and get these super exclusive cards. But I also, I don't want you to walk away from this video thinking that you can't spend your money on something silly.
I can't spend my money on something stupid anymore.
Like a toy, right? Or that it's wrong to buy an item that you intend to preserve in its original state. We're not gonna try and cancel the 5,000.
I would never do that because I'm not a fucking loser. Okay, I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I would never do. I wouldn't.
1,000-year-old industry of art collecting, for example. But this boom in collectors feels hollow because it's not necessarily resulting in more collector communities. Like, these collections weren't just supposed to be traded online for money. They were supposed to be shared at car shows and card swaps and conventions.
Yeah.
But if you are a collector, please let us know in the comments if this kind of thing is happening, because we did try and find answers for that question and we couldn't really find it because, as we said, there's not a lot of studies on collector culture for some reason. So leave a comment down below if you are a part of a collector community that you think is genuinely popping off and is maybe doing better than ever because of the internet, because it's easy to find only negative stories on these sorts of subjects, and we appreciate nuance here on this channel just like you do. So make sure if you like what you're seeing, you're liking the videos, and if you fuck.
Nice. GG's to that guy.